Hello, Philip and Chenling. Thank you for listening to my teachings. How's your week going? You look tired. How's your week going?
Tired.
Tired.
Um,
What are you doing this week? What's up?
Work and work hard
Work hard.
and work tired.
Wow. And Philip, you look tired also.
Compared with other weeks, I had a good week last week. Good rest last week.
Okay, good. That's good. So, since you both look tired, have you thought about traveling recently? Do you plan to travel somewhere?
No,
No?
definitely no. I would just want to sleep on my bed from day to night.
Okay, good. So, what's your latest travel experience? Have you traveled recently?
2 years ago,
2 years ago? Where did you travel?
to Zhejiang.
Zhejiang Province.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Zhejiang Province last year. I've been traveling to a small village in near East Sea. So a lot of people in that village is fishermen. I booked a Chinese Airbnb near the coast. Very beautiful scene, and there is a small church located on the hill beside the sea. So I'm planning to take a Sunday worship in that church, but unfortunately I have to leave early the next morning, so I missed that Sunday worship. But I think Christians living in that village will admire this very beautiful sea coast, and they can, think of the creator. God created this very beautiful seaside and very beautiful scene of East Sea. I think every morning, the host actually is a Christian, so I think where I located in that small village, they have the lucky to admire this beautiful scene every day and to think about God who creates this beautiful scene. So it's a wonderful traveling experience to me. Okay, so actually today we are going to look at Psalm 19. So have you read about Psalm 19?
Yes.
Yes.
What Psalm 19 talk about?
The glory of the creation, the creating. Yeah.
The glory of the Creator, right? God. Yes. Actually, Psalm 19 was written by David around 1000 BC. So he gives a beautiful explanation of the general revelation in the first part. So this psalm I separate into 3 parts. The first part, King David, he described a very beautiful, general revelation of God. And then in the second part, he described the very perfect, special revelation of God. So in the third part is actually his response, his prayer to God. So let's look at Psalm 19 together. So first of all, what is God's general revelation to us? Psalm 19 verses 1 to 6 talk about God's general revelation. So it's the nature, right? What he described here in verses 1 to 6.
The nature is the nature talks about the glory of the God by what the nature are.
Mhm. What the nature are. He actually takes an example of the sun, right? So you can see how did he describe the sun?
It was put
Yeah.
in the sky by God.
Yes, comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, like a strong man runs its course with joy. It's very vivid description, right? So when you look at these verses 1 to 6, do you see a paradox here?
Which paradox?
The paradox, yeah, actually, can you see that paradox in verses 1 to 6? Do you see something, not consistent with the first description?
No speech, no words, no
Yes.
voice, and then voice, words.
Yes. So first of all, David says that the heaven declare the glory of God, the sky proclaim His handiwork, right? So they are the heavens are declaring, and the sky is proclaiming the creative work of God. But in later, what did he say?
There's no speech, no
Voice.
Yes, actually, there is no voice, right? In verses 2, they pour forth speech, and in verses 3, he said there is no speech, right? The created order both tells and does not tell, right? It is a paradox, right? What does the paradox mean to us? What does it tell you? The created order both tells, and in the meantime, it does not tell. What does it says to you? Actually, it looks a little bit confusing, right?
Mm.
So, to me, it says that this message it's general revelation, but the message is somehow limited, right?
Mm.
So we cannot find God or understand God through this general revelation, the nature, right? We can, appreciate this beautiful thing when you're traveling somewhere, but Christian will think that the creation is so beautiful that there is a designer behind it. But non-believers, they just may think about, oh, this beautiful thing was created randomly, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will think it's by chance created. So this is a very major confrontation between Christians and other religions, right? So do you have experience that defend the creation theory in front of the people who actually hold different opinions? Have you had that experience?
Yeah, we defended the theory of creation because many friends believe in revolution.
Mm-hmm.
They do not believe this world was created by an intelligent God.
So what's the examples? I'm curious about what's the examples that you will use to defend your belief.
I will use the human body, the stars, and sometimes the beautiful design in creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. I looked actually online for some examples. So I think the most memorable example for me is the Big Bang theory. So even non-believers, they think that the creation of the universe has a start point. That is a Big Bang theory. So something, some compound mixture and explode and then created this whole universe, the earth and people inside. But actually it is similar with what the Bible described, right? In Genesis, God created the universe, that God is the single point in Big Bang theory, right? Something created, right, by an external force. The universe created by an external force. So who exercises this force? That is God. So it is a lot of similarities between the scientific research and the Bible, right? So maybe the Bible talks about the truth, right? So yeah, if I'm a non-believer, I will think maybe the Bible gives the truth. I will not stand in the opposite point to the Bible. So to me, it's a good example. Yeah, this is the first part. So the next part is verses 7 to 10. So the verse 7 to 10 talks about the special revelation from God. So the first part is the general revelation, and the second part is the special revelation. So what's the most common thing occur to you when talk about special revelation?
God's law.
God's law, yes, the scripture, right? So the scripture is God's special revelation to us, because the nature, from observing the nature, we cannot fully understand God, or we cannot find God. So God gives us the scripture to us, to let us understand Him and let us know His law, right? So there are many, words that can describe law in verses 7 to 10. How many words, how many titles they use for the word law here? For example, in verses 7, they use law, statutes. Maybe you have different version of Bible. And I can tell you that there is about 6 titles. So in verse 7 is law, statutes, and in verse 8 is precepts, right? So and commands, and in verse 9 is fear. So and ordinance, right? So there are total 6 titles. So actually, David describes that God's law is very perfect, right? So it has 9 qualities in verses 7 to 10. Can you give me some of its qualities? Like its character. So in verse 7, it's trustworthy. And in verse 8,
right and pure.
Right and pure. And in verse 9,
clean and true.
And true. And in verses 10, precious, right? So David used many things, good things, to describe the law. So actually the effect of the law, the results of the law, he talks about 4 results in verses 7 to 10. The first is, in verses 7, is reviving, right? In verses, and simple, make wise simple, right? And in verses 8, giving joy, right? And can you name another?
Enlightening the eyes.
Enlightening the eyes, right? Yes, they are the God's law are reviving. They make the wise simple, and they giving joy to us, and they clean our eyes, right? So it has many good effects, good benefits to us. So, what's your responses to God's law? Actually, verses the third part, verses 11 to 14 is David's responses to this law. So, what's your responses to his law? Chen Ling?
Fear.
Fear. Yes, good. Fear. And Philip?
Desire.
Desirable. Desire his kingdom, his law, right? Yes, actually, the David, his response to God's creation and his words is, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, right? What he actually says here is the, mind in heart and the words from mouth, right? Want to please God, right? This is his responses to God. Okay, so how can us learn from David and let the words of our mouth and the minds of our heart be pleasing to God? So, what message you take from David's response?
Read the Bible more.
Read the Bible more. Good, and living out his law, right? So I think the hope of David, his response is very, very his response is very hard to do, because our minds, our thinking, and the words of our mouth, everything will be pleasing to God. So I think we should be very careful for what we are saying to people. So what we are doing in front of people to have good witness, and also our minds. Sometimes we speak different things from what we are thinking, right? So that's not good to in front of God. So we should keep our inside and outside both the same and pleasing God. So this is a very high standards, high demands of Christian, right? Okay, so this is all the Psalm 19 talks about. So the Psalm 19 separate into three parts. The first part, David talks about the general revelation of God, the nature, the beautiful scene, the beautiful song, and all the natures talks about the creation of God. And the second part, David gave us the special revelation of God, that is the scripture. So the laws of the scripture does many benefits to the Christians. So it tells us how to live out Christian life every day, and how to make our minds and our words both pleasing to God. So this is the response from David to God's revelation. So what a almighty and great God we have. So after reading this psalm, psalm is about sometimes the Jewish people will sing about the psalm, right? So what song do you think of that related to Psalm 19? The best fit for Psalm 19? Because psalm is we can sing the psalm, right? So do you think any Christian songs related to Psalm 19? Can you think of any songs?
This is my Father's word.
Oh, this is my father's one. Can you sing it?
No,
Why?
I need to find the lyrics.
Can you find it?
Also, how great thou art.
How great thou art. How great thou art.
Yeah.
Can we sing How Great Thou Art together? Maybe we can sing it in Chinese.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, Channing, do you have the lyrics?
Oh, yes.
Okay, we can sing it in Chinese together. How about we sing it together?
Okay.
Okay. You can. You start first. How great thou art. 你真伟大。
第一句怎么唱？
主啊，我神，我每逢举目观看，你手所造一切奇妙大功，看见星宿，又听到隆隆雷声，你的大能遍满了宇宙中。我灵歌唱，赞美救主我神，你真伟大，何等伟大！我灵歌唱，赞美救主我神，你真伟大，何等伟大！
Okay, good. Let's yeah, we just sing the first part. Yes. How great thou art. So thinking about living in the universe He created and living out the living standards He gave us. So yeah, everything we own is His, right? So yeah. So I hope that one day Christians in mainland China then can sing this song freely on the street or in the restaurant. Will not be feel weird. So that's I hope. So yeah, maybe sometime we can sing this song freely in public. Okay, so yeah. So do you have other things to say for this song 19?
No.
No?
No.
Good?
Good.
Okay, thank you for listening my sharing today. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.